Hey, good afternoon here. Blake Gibbons here from RunDiffusion. I just wanted to take you through a quick new template that we have featured on our website to be able to create really nice stock photography images and then also do any editing images for any promotional media items you might have. Maybe it's a product picture that you have and you want to repurpose that product picture or that product in a new environment. Maybe you have existing images advertising campaign, you want to make editing changes to those or facelift them in some way. This is a really, really great template for you. If you're new here for new here to RunDiffusion, we are a platform that serves about 500,000 customers across the globe. Advertising marketing is a big use case of ours, and a lot of graphic designers use our platform for those type of elements. We work with a lot of gaming studios, a lot of architecture, interior design firms, and a lot of e-commerce and fashion apparel companies as well. And so, again, if you're new here, one of the main benefits of our platform is we bring all the very best AI tools into a central unified commercial license. And so instead of a company having to manage multiple licenses across Google, OpenAI, Black Horse Labs, all the different tools that are out in the ecosystem, we make that super, super easy by acting as kind of like the governance layer for your companies, where they have one license, they have user permission and access controls they can set up for their users, budgeting features they can set up for their users and teams as well. So whether you're a team of one or a team with thousands of employees, which we serve, we make it really, really easy to adopt AI workflows within your organization. And so when you first come into our platform, you will see our templates on your homepage, and those we're building out more and more of these templates. And templates are really, really great in that there's a lot of publicly available templates that you as a user can use for different use cases to be able to kind of get started, especially if you're new. And then what we see a lot of organizations doing is building templates that are specific to their company. So you might create a template for your company, and it makes it really, really great to be able to share best practices and knowledge share across an organization. Because when you first build a template, you can create a board workflow from that template. All the examples, all the tools, all the settings, those all carry over into that new board workflow. So then you can adapt it for a new project that you might be working on. And so instead of having to start over or reinvent the wheel, there's not these silos with an organization where if somebody has a really great template or workflow that they've developed, they can share that really, really easily with others rather than having to reinvent the wheel every time somebody wants to create something new. So I want to go into this template here, and I'll show you exactly how this was made. I'm going to go into the board that I use to be able to kind of populate the template. And when I first come into this, or before I do this, again, if you want to create a board from a template, going back, I think I might have clicked on this in the other screen, but I just want to make sure you would click this button up here, and I can create a board from this template, and it'll basically duplicate all of this. You have all these prompt examples here, and that'll be in your new workflow. So jumping back into my board so I can show you what is happening within this template. Again, as far as what this template is used for, this is really going to be great as an example where you can create really high fidelity product photography or commercial stock imagery and images using some really, really great AI image generation and editing tools, and even some video tools that I'll show you in here as well. So let me jump in here. And when you first come into a board workflow within RunDiffusion is essentially a container that you can put tools in. So you can see here I have 6 different tools that I put into this particular board. And all these tools perform some type of function, whether it's image generation or editing. Here's another editing model. I have a couple of them here and I have a couple of editing models in here because I want to kind of compare which one performs better. And then I have an upscaler that I really like and a couple of video tools that I like as well. If you want to add a new tool, you just click this. This will take you into a menu where you can basically click a new image tool. You can click video tools, image editing tools, kind of out of these buckets of tools here. And that's how you do that. If there's a tool that you can't find in these sort of kit categories, you can always go into tools, our tools menu, and search by like literally anything that we have. We have lots and lots of different tools available. But again, if you're new and you're not really sure exactly what tools to use, that's why templates are really great, because they can give you some guidance on what some really great best industry practices are with regard to what tools might be really good for that type of use case. So whatever tool that I have opened here, that's going to open up the drawer of menu options you see here on the right-hand side. So if I click on this one, it's going to be different, and so on and so forth. All the image generations that I have within this tool are kind of the assets that I generate are kind of bucketed within this tool. So you can see all these generations here, all my edited generations here, so on and so forth. So what I did here within Flux 2 Pro is an AI image generation model from Black Forest Labs. And I happen to like this model just because it has really, really good photorealism and aesthetic. And so I'm kind of creating this like mock advertisement for a hotel, like a luxury hotel stay in Bali or a tropical place. And so this is the subject of my images, and you'll see how I can make some edits here. And what I wanted to do, the way that you can get prompts, so you can see a prompt area here to generate a new image. And the way you can get a prompt is you can either get one from Claude or ChatGPT, just describe in ChatGPT what you're wanting. Hey, I want this type of subject and with these type of elements, and it'll create a prompt for you, and then you can just paste that in here. Or if you need help on from our side, we have tools within our platform as well where you can enhance your prompts. So if I wrote a really simple prompt in there, this one actually is quite detailed, but if I wrote something simple like an African-American model lounging at the pool, this would go ahead and take my prompt and it would generate an additional prompt. Let me just show you that. We'll just say an African-American model sitting by a pool at a luxury hotel. So if I said something really simple like this, I could actually enhance this prompt with an LLM. So this uses Gemini in the background, and it's going to add additional tokens to this prompt to be able to use it to generate a new image with this particular tool. So you can see here, it generated a couple different examples for me, and I can go ahead and just inject those and then change things. If I want to change, like the color of the swimming suit or something like that, I can change those and then generate my image. If I wanted to upload an image and make changes to it, I could upload an image here. If I want to select from the library of assets that I have available on RunDiffusion, I could click my library and go in and select any images from my library I want to maybe use to influence the generation. And what I mean by this is you can use your prompt and images. So if I wanted to use my prompt and this kind of reference image to generate something new, I could use both of them. Or maybe in this particular model, if I wanted to edit something in this image, I could actually have, her swimsuit changed to red or something like that as well. And I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to go ahead. If you want to change your aspect ratio, you can do that here on the new generation output. And then you can also select resolution size, which you see here. So I generated a couple of different images with the same prompt. It's a different woman every time because I didn't use an image reference every time. It's just using the same prompt. I'm generating a few different women of this using an African-American sort of model as my subject with short hair. I changed the prompt and had her have longer hair in these additional prompts that I did. So I wanted a little bit different style. So you can see here, and different colored swimsuit. And so I have all these different images. I generated a couple different product images because I want to apply those to my subject, and also a couple different swimsuit styles. I'm going to apply those and show you how to change out the swimsuit as well. And then I also had a prompt that I generated sort of what the beach villas might look like for this particular resort. You can kind of see those here. And then I also generated some jewelry, just very simple, a couple gold bangles. And the last image, the thing that I wanted to show you in this model is I can take all my reference images you can see here, and I can kind of combine them. So Flux 2 Pro not only allows you to generate images, but it actually allows you to edit images with simple prompts as well to combine them. So you can see here where I'm taking my reference image right here with the green swimsuit and the glasses, and I want to apply them to the model. And you can see where I did that here. I changed the aspect ratio from square to a 16:9, and you can see it's applied the clothing items, the glasses and the swimsuit to our model here. One thing that I didn't like as much though is how it didn't make the swimsuit as form-fitting. It looks a little bit sloppy. So I don't love how, I think if you're looking to edit images, Black Forest Labs can do it with Flux 2 Pro, but I actually think Nano Banana Pro does it better. And so you can see here sort of a better look of where it actually kept that swimsuit a little bit more form-fitting and polished like we wanted it. So what I use Flux 2 Pro for mainly is just photorealistic base images. And then I'll take them into Nano Banana Pro to be able to make changes to them. So now that I have my base images, I actually liked this one. And I'm going to go ahead and go with this one and make some changes to it. So now I can take this subject and bring her down into Nano Banana Pro and then make changes. And the way to do that, I'm going to activate this tool. You can just drag and drop the image right in there like that. If you want to select from the left, you can do that too, and just select from the left like that. What I did here on my first image edit is I actually changed, let me clear this out. What I first wanted to do was make the changes to her swimsuit. So you can see here, I had the glasses added just like I did with Flux, but I had the swimsuit changed and then also the glasses changed. I did notice it didn't get some of the stitching right on the swimsuit. And so that's why I like to use multiple models in here. So Nano Banana 2 is actually a newer model. Generally, it's not as high a quality as what you get with Nano Banana Pro. It's a new model that Google just released this last week. It's a fantastic model. It's about half the price and it's faster than Nano Banana Pro. And in some cases, it actually performs better. So I can see, so you have this like ribbing, not really ribbing, but this thread pattern here. It actually had that in my basis swimsuit and it carried that over, whereas it missed that in Nano Banana Pro, at least in the first image generation that I did. If you generate multiple times, sometimes it'll get, it'll clear out those errors. You might get an improvement if you just generate it a second time, or just emphasize, make sure you get the stitching in your prompt. You say something like, make sure you get the stitching on the swimsuit. There's things that you can kind of do to emphasize that. So what is powerful about this model is it allows you to combine images like you see here. One thing that I wanted to point out is when you're doing edits, the models don't know what's in image position number 1 or image position number 2 or image position number 3 all the way up to 14. Sometimes when you're combining images, you have to put enough information in the prompt itself to know which elements you're wanting to combine and then put into a new image. So for example, in this image with the, our subject right here, and then our glasses and our swimsuit, do I want to take the woman and put her in the image with the glasses, with the white background and the green swimsuit on, or do I want to take the green swimsuit and the glasses and put those on the woman and then have the picture be by the pool side? And so you have to describe that well enough in your prompt of how you want to combine those. Kind of a nice way that you can make that a little bit easier is color coding your images if you needed to. And so you can see here, I put a red dot on this one, and then I put a blue dot on my glasses one. I didn't really need to do that, but I just wanted to do it to show you how you could annotate images this way as well. So annotations are really helpful where if you want to write on an image, Nano Banana Pro actually understands that text. So if I wanted to actually annotate an image, I could go in and click annotation here. I could actually put, lighten this area if I wanted to. Oops. Let me go ahead and back that up. If I wanted to actually, type in lighten this area, just so you can see that, it would actually do that. Like Nano Banana Pro understands text inside an image. It understands if I want to put an arrow and move the subject somewhere, it understands that really, really well. You can also use annotations if I wanted to actually color an image with like a dot, which is what, oops, I still have my text on. If I wanted to actually color an image, with a dot, I could do that as well with Nano Banana Pro. And then you can reference that in your prompt. So you can see here in my prompt that I have a red dot in this image and a blue dot here. So when I add that, it's basically going to say, take the glasses from a reference image with the blue dot and the swimsuit from a reference image with the red dot, and place them on the woman by the pool. So it's going to basically place those all on the woman here. So that's how you can use annotations to be able to help with like combining images, which is really, really helpful. The next thing I did was basically take our, what did I do in this one? Oh, so I actually annotated this and I wanted a closer, more zoomed in focus on this sort of entryway of the hotel. And so I drew a little box around it. You'll notice when you do annotations in our product, it'll actually add this into your prompt. And that's so it removes the annotation once the new image generation is created. And so then you see something like this. So it kind of gives me that different perspective sort of zoomed in there. Now, what I want to do is actually bring our subject into that picture. And so I'm going to grab, our subject, and I have my reference image that I just generated. And I'm going to ask the model to, place the female model relaxing in the white lounge chair from the hotel picture, zoom in so she's the focal point of the image. And it does something like this. Really, really awesome to be able to do that. So now that I have her kind of lounging, the other thing I want to do is create just another image where instead of it being a ghost town, generate some people there kind of hanging out poolside, which it did. Now I want to, change scenes. Maybe I want to take her into a really nice hotel within the restaurant. I wanted to change the subject. So this waiter looks like he's more maybe somebody from Bali locally. And so I changed the ethnicity of the waiter to be a middle-aged man from Bali. And this is kind of what the model assumes. So if I had a specific subject, I could change that person out. You can see the model did that as well. So changed our subject out. And then with this, I just took this a little bit further where I have the gold bangle that I generated with my image Flux 2 Pro model, and I want to add that onto our subject on our wrist here, and you can see it place that right there. And then the last thing that I did in the model is I wanted to take our subject model. So I have my reference picture here of I generated another image, but I think I deleted it, of her kind of looking out a window of one of these villas. And it just put her in her swimming suit. And I just wanted to change that swimming suit out to like a white tank top, which you kind of see here of her looking out. So super cool what you can do there. And then I did with Nano Banana Pro 2, it does very similar things to Nano Banana Pro. I just wanted to see kind of the comparison. And again, like in this particular example, I think it did it better, the change better with Nano Banana Pro 2 or Nano Banana 2 versus Nano Banana Pro with this edit. And so I actually like this one better. And this is the one that I keep because it's more exact with the swimsuit that I want to change. I did the same change here just to add people, just to see what it would do here with the people. I don't love the faces. They don't look super good, but I'll show you how to actually improve those with an upscaler here in a second. If I go into my last generation, again, I'm just adding that same thing just for comparison, adding this gold bangle onto her wrist right there. And once I have the compositions that I'm kind of looking for, if I want to further polish them, then I could take them into an upscaler. So if I click my upscaler tool, Magnifique, the settings here, if I want to generate really, really big, I could generate really big. Or if I want to do an upscale factor, of 2 or 4, I have that. I usually just leave this as a standard. If you want to put a prompt in, you can. I don't think it really makes a difference a lot. Well, it can make a difference. I usually just leave it blank. There's these creativity sliders that you have here. So if you want it to be more creative, so do I want it to just upscale or do I want it to be more creative? I'll kind of show you the difference between those things, how you can kind of make some adjustments there. But when you upscale, all you're doing, again, grabbing my image, I want to drag it over, and then I'm going to go ahead and upscale my image. So you can see here, here's one of the upscales I did, and I have her down here to a -3 on my slider. I just left HDR and resemblance neutral, so balanced. And then I have set as a 3. And then if I go ahead and compare those images, you can see here that I get a little bit of detail enhancement with my upscale in addition to better resolution. It's very, very subtle. On this one, you can see I put the creativity slider at a 2, so it's a little bit higher. I actually gave this guy a 6-pack, made him a little bit more ripped. Improved, the faces right here. It didn't really improve the ones back here a whole lot. This one's kind of weird. definitely changed our person here. And that's because I have my creativity a little bit higher. And I don't love the change as much. It changed the rock just a little bit. And so if I go back in and I actually make that creativity a little bit more subtle, um, where I'm taking it down, so I'm actually removing the creativity here. And if I remove the creativity, you can see it's a lot more subtle with regard to the changes that it's making. And I like this one more. It's actually a great improvement to the faces right here, and it looks really great. So I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly with this too. With the creativity here, I have it bumped up a little bit, and you can see here with the change, especially in the man, you get a little bit of, he has a little bit more facial hair here, a little bit more detail on our picture, and that's what an upscaler like Magnifique will do. Then once I want to create a video, then you can take any of these images that you have that you've kind of settled on. I think I liked this one, and drag them into a video model. And here's my prompt is, a woman smiles at the water at the pool, softly ripples. Ocean waves can be heard crashing in the beach in the background. I actually wanted this to be a voiceover that says in an English accent, "This is Bali." It actually made her talk. And so I could prompt this again, but it actually turned out pretty good. And so I just went ahead and went with it. If I had another frame and I wanted to stitch these frames together, you can do first frame and last frame, and it actually stitches those things together. So I could drag another frame in here if I wanted to extend, again, you can do frame interpolation with multiple frames. So if you wanted to follow a subject, have them walking into a room or something like that, you can do it. And then you can see resolution outputs, you can choose 720, 1080p, or 4K. And then you can select your video duration here that you want. So you can see how this turned out.
This is Bali.
Now,
this is Bali.
And then what I did with the video, once I had that created, then I can extend my video. For some reason, when I look at this video, it's actually double dubbing. It's playing both these videos at the same time. And so you can see that this will say this is Bali, and then this is Bali. If you actually download this video, it's actually just a lot longer. It's like 13 seconds long, and it's not double dubbing the video. For some reason, when I click on this one, it's actually playing this one as well in the background. So that's where you get that double dub. But what a video extend model does is it takes my original video here that was only 6 seconds long, and then it adds another 6 to 8 seconds onto that video just to extend it out. So after this video that I generated of her actually saying, this is Bali.
This is Bali.
I wanted to then extend this video so she's sort of looking out towards the waves for a little bit longer. And that's what I did here with this extend. And it worked really, really well. So that's want to leave you with this great quick walkthrough of a template for stock photography, images, and editing. If you want to find that in our public templates, you can find it, and should be a really great example for you to follow for some of those types of use cases. Thanks so much.